Good afternoon, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Allie McCord with your Monday edition of FSU weather. The sun has already set over Doak Campbell Stadium, giving us a very pretty sunset. Currently, here in Tallahassee, it is 58 degrees. The skies are very clear, and we do have winds coming from the northwest at 6 miles per hour. Looking at our southeast radar, we do have a high pressure system moving over us, creating these very quiet, calm conditions here in the southeast. We do have a freeze warning in effect in the Panhandle right now also. Tonight in Tallahassee, it's going to be a nice, very cold 30 degrees with a freeze warning in the Big Bend. Tomorrow in Tallahassee, it's going to be a sunny 67 with winds that are very calm. Tonight, ahead for our show, we do have a freeze warning in effect, like I was saying, on the Panhandle. And then we have a clear and sunny week to come, and we're going to talk about that 2020 hurricane season on the desk. All that and more on FSU Weather.
Hi, and welcome to FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Chandler Pruitt.
And I'm student meteorologist Caleb Hobson Garcia.
It's been one awesome week. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, I did for sure. Head down to South Florida, ate with the family, got to see the pets at home. Just a great time with great people. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Always a nice debate as to what you have on your dinner table. Of course, I went to a Friendsgiving, so we had almost anything, so you can imagine. We had sausage stuffing, which was very interesting.
I'll have to give it a try. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, well, our neighbors make a mean smoked turkey, so that was also another nice thing. My mom usually kind of dries out the turkey a little bit, so it's a little unfortunate.
And how was that drive home for you?
It was pretty awesome, except for it was 8 hours, so nice and cloudy the whole entire time too, so no sun in my eyes while I was driving.
Right.
How was your commute back?
So 8 hours as well.
Nice.
Same sort of thing, but unfortunately there was some sun in the eyes, but still very worth it, be able to get home, see everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely don't enjoy 8 hours. I'm more of a 6-hour kind of guy. So once I get to that 6-hour mark, I start to hit my edge.
Yeah, for sure. It's a brutal drive, no lie about that.
Yeah, now we're going to toss things over to the wall to take a look at our first local.
Thank y'all for that. Yes, again, here's a nice view of Doak Campbell Stadium. The sun has already set. We see these really pretty colors from that sunset. Right now, it is a cool 58 degrees. The skies are very clear, and we do have very minimal winds from the northeast or northwest. Right now in Tallahassee, it's very cool in the 50s across the Big Bend, reaching the 40s here in Thomasville, 58 in Tallahassee, and then a nice 58 also down in Apalachicola. Looking at the upper level water vapor, we have very dry conditions. So we're going to see a lot of these clear, very dry conditions for our area coming as our week progresses. As you can see, as I was talking about, we have very dry dew points. So we're not going to see much rain in our area at all, and we're going to have very less muggy conditions. Here in Tallahassee, 24, 30 down in Appalach. So I think actually Tallahassee has the lowest dew point right now. Looking at our future radar, we are being dominated by a high pressure system as this front just moved over us this weekend, bringing all that cold air we've been experiencing. So our radar is pretty bland right now, but that's really great conditions for us as the northeast or southeast is very quiet. Our wind directions in the southeast, we do have some kind of gusty pointing more towards the coast right now, a nice 6 miles per hour in Apalachicola and a nice 7 up in Donaldsonville. Our temperature almanac for today in Tallahassee, our high today was 64 and low was 44. Pretty on par with the average at this time of year, but nowhere getting close to our record low in 2002 of 25 or reaching that high of 83 in 1931. Temperatures for tomorrow, we have a nice chilly morning at 46 degrees, so I am going to be dreading my 8 a.m. class tomorrow morning. Going to have to put on a sweatshirt for sure. 12 p.m. tomorrow, it's going to be 61, and it's going to warm up the rest of the day, reaching into the upper 60s. As for our week ahead, we do have a freeze warning in effect for the panhandle, so we are going to see temperatures dropping below 32 tonight, but as the week progresses, it is going to reach into the 70s for our highs and into the mid-40s this week for our lows. But I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Chandler to look at our southeast.
That's right. Let's expand our view and take a look at what those current temperatures are across the southeast. It's quite cool conditions. In fact, when we look over at the Carolinas, they are abnormally cool compared to the rest of the southeast. And that's because of what's called cold air damping, where you have a system, low pressure system wrapped through, bring in easterly winds, and those easterly winds rub up against the mountains and they kind of just sit there. So we have cooler conditions in the Carolinas, of course warmer conditions as you get over into Louisiana and Arkansas, but overall it's very cool in the southeast, quite seasonable as Allie was mentioning. And as far as those dew points, we're also sitting at pretty seasonable conditions across most of the area. 35 up in Little Rock, so of course nice and cool conditions there. 16 in Atlanta, that's very dry. Quite abnormally dry, in fact, for the southeast. But hey, it's the winter time, so got to enjoy it. Miami, you guys are our muggiest location, but 49 is nowhere near muggy. As far as satellite and radar is concerned, again, pretty quiet, as Allie mentioned. We have a really strong high-pressure system dominating the region, so again, quite beautiful conditions. We have some of those upper-level clouds that are providing some cloud cover for the Carolinas, again, associated with that cold air damping. But whenever we reach over and look at our upper level water vapor across the North Gulf, again, it's really dry, and it's just showing that we have that stable atmospheric pressure that's really just making beautiful conditions across our area. For our storm outlook, though, we're looking at really quiet conditions again for the rest of today and even into tomorrow, and of course into day 3. Of course, this is not typically our severe weather season, but watch as that will activate once we get into February and March of next year. As for the next 48 hours, those showers will stay off the coast into the Atlantic and in the Gulf. So again, pretty quiet conditions unless you're out boating. You might experience a shower or two. There might be a couple showers that maybe stray along at the end of this low pressure system that's kind of out of our viewing area for the southeast. As far as that drought monitor is concerned, we do not have any rain relief coming for the Carolinas, and they are in a drought, and in fact they're in a no fire burn. So any fires outside, you can't do that right now with the exception of grilling. That's of course in association with the Pilot Mountain fire that's currently burning in Surry County up in the western Carolinas. As far as our southeastern city spotlight, we are looking at our beautiful conditions in Pensacola, cool and clear for the rest of the night. 54 is your current conditions, and that will just continue to drop and get close to that freezing mark like Allie was mentioning with the Big Bend and even into the Panhandle, looking at possible freeze for tonight. And for tonight's forecast, again, we're looking at those nice cool conditions for most all of the southeast, really getting down close to 33 degrees in Tallahassee. Again, nice, beautiful conditions. And then tomorrow we'll warm up pretty quickly, with the exception of the Carolinas, again, experiencing that cold air damping. Caleb, how about that Big Bend region?
Yep, so looking at that Big Bend region, first we're seeing our cameras, the Sportsplex, nice and clear behind me. I know my roommate has a championship flag football game tonight. Good luck, Devin. Panama City, real clear as well. Same thing with Lake Bradford. I mean, that is just gorgeous behind us. Those nice, clear skies, those are going to be holding well into tomorrow. If you're flying out from TLH today, delays are unlikely, just gorgeous, clear skies going in. As well as for the rest of the country, honestly, you shouldn't have any problem when it comes to flying out throughout the United States. This Monday, the Seahawks, tonight, they're playing against the Washington football game. Washington is going to be on a 2-game winning streak. If they win tonight, that'll be game number 3. If the Seahawks lose tonight, though, that will be their 3-game losing streak. So good luck to both teams involved, and if you're a fan, I hope you enjoy watching tonight. It'll be 36 degrees in Landover, Maryland. Stargazing tonight in Tallahassee, the sun set not too long ago at 5:36. So just about now, it's time to get your stuff together and head on out and look at the gorgeous sky we have. It's been clear today. It's going to be clear tomorrow overnight. So go take advantage of it. It's a great night to do so. For the dog walk forecast tomorrow, I'd wait past 7 a.m. It'll be 30 degrees at 7 a.m. Maybe wait until 9 a.m. when it's 47 degrees. then it'll start to warm up throughout the day. Then that will be at 58 degrees. Now the Seminole basketball team, we've been doing great this year. It'll be 72 degrees this Saturday in Tallahassee when our tip-off starts at 4 p.m. We'll be against Syracuse. Now the Noles, we've been doing real great this semester. We're on a 5-game winning streak, and hopefully we'll pump that up to 6 if we beat Syracuse. Our only loss was against, you guessed it, the UF Gators. But going to be rooting for the Noles from here in Tallahassee. For your week ahead, it's going to be very chilly this Tuesday. High of 67. Overnight, it's dropping down to 30. Be careful while you're out there tonight. Make sure to bundle up, wear those layers. The temperature will continue to rise. We'll be in the 40s in the evening and then 70s during the day. Now I'll throw it back over to the desk.
Thank you for that, Caleb. That was a great look at our lifestyle. But now we're going to switch things over to the more tropics as our hurricane season actually ends tomorrow.
Exactly. It's a quiet end to the season. We have really been seeing a lot of nice and beautiful conditions for the Atlantic.
Yeah, the Atlantic's been very quiet lately, and that's probably due to a lot of the cooler climates that have been going down in the Atlantic. So not much storm pop-up lately, but we did make it through the list. We actually made it all the way through Wanda, so we did have a name storm for every name this year.
Exactly. We didn't get to touch on that supplemental list, the new supplemental list. Of course, we're not using Greek letters anymore, but we won't get to see that this year. Hopefully, we won't have to see that for a while.
Yes, but we did have a very active hurricane season in terms of seasons from the past. This was the third most active hurricane season, not including the last year's 2020 season and the 2005 season.
Exactly. Of course, we're on par with hurricanes and major hurricanes. So in that realm, we were right around average, but the named storms in general were very above normal.
Yes. We did have some very impacting storms. I think the first storm that really impacted the U.S. was Hurricane Elsa for a moment, but whenever she reached the U.S., she was a tropical storm.
Exactly. But when she was in the Eastern Caribbean, she did bring some hurricane-esque winds throughout the islands, like U.S. Virgin Islands and such.
Yes. I did get to experience tropical storm Elsa at the Keys. It was not very scary in my opinion, just some gusts from here and there and lots of rain. But the storm that we really wanted to focus on was Hurricane Ida.
Ida was a very scary storm indeed. It was a Category 4 storm making landfall in Louisiana just west of New Orleans. Of course, it was drawing comparisons to Sandy, but it in fact had pretty different conditions that it brought to Louisiana, including stronger winds, but that rainfall was really impactful.
Yes, the rainfall did cause pretty severe flooding across the southeast and northeast across the U.S., but it affected Louisiana pretty heavily as Louisiana was still recovering from the many major hurricanes that made landfall last year. Laura was one of the major ones, wasn't it? I think so.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I got to go down there and visit actually, and volunteer in Louisiana, and it was pretty sad to see how much damage they had sustained. But of course, you know, they've been through this drill a few times, so they were able to operate with the flow. Sadly, but
as hurricane season comes to an end, we are going to see some cooler temperatures here in the Big Bend. So we're going to throw things over to the wall so that Caleb can give us another look at our local.
Thanks for a look at those hurricanes. So the beautiful Doak Campbell behind me right now. It's 58 degrees in Tallahassee, clear skies, calm wind coming through at 6 miles per hour. You're seeing those nice clear radars behind me. I mean, there's really nothing affecting North Florida. That's part of why you're experiencing those nice cool weather, low humidity. We don't have those clouds keeping in that moisture. There's some pop-up showers, though, a little above me in the Carolinas. Like I was saying, we're not experiencing that humidity, and you're seeing that as we don't have much water vapor over us here in Tallahassee. We're at 58 right now, slightly warmer at the coast, such as Apalachicola at 58. Cool inland, look at that, 46 in Thomasville and 50 in Valdosta. Those dew points were at 24 in Tallahassee. We're the lowest in the region. Very exciting to see. However, warmer at the coast, such as with those temperatures, you're at 30 in Apalachicola, 32 in Perry. Another low one is 25 in Quincy. It's getting chilly here in the Big Bend region for sure. Winter's in full swing. Tallahassee, 6 mile per hour wind coming through, a bit higher up in Donaldsonville at 7 miles per hour. 6 at the coast with Apalachicola. We're going to be seeing these nice, clear conditions holding for really much of tomorrow. It's going to be that way the whole time. Nothing to worry about when you're walking to class, that's for sure. Tomorrow it'll be a chilly 46. I'm not too excited walking to my morning classes. I know Allie Ann's sharing that same sentiment. However, it's going to be warming up, 61 by noon and 65 at 3 p.m. That's just great weather. Maybe take some homework and pack in some studying for finals over on Landis. For your week ahead, it's going to be very cool tomorrow. As we keep saying, it's getting cold overnight, dropping down to 30. It'll be 67 though tomorrow, the high. Then throughout the week, it's going to be warming up. We'll be in the 70s for much of the week, though the temperature will drop once again after this weekend. We'll stay in the 40s overnight, low 50s at night as well. But we seem to be in full swing in this winter. Now I'll be throwing this back over to Chandler.
Thank you. Yeah, the Southeast and the Big Bend, not the only places to see cooler temperatures. In fact, most all of the nation is at seasonably cool temperatures. Looking at Billings at 52 degrees. Of course, our warm spot is Texas. We have Texas and Oklahoma. You guys are at a little bit warmer conditions at 68 and 69 in Dallas. But overall, it's really cool conditions. Of course, again, you can see that cold air damming near the Carolinas and Virginia. And then we have a system that's making its way through with a warm front attached. We'll talk about that here in a second. Those current dew points, again, pretty muggy and are pretty dry for most all of the region, with exceptions being Miami and the other coastal cities such as San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Seattle. You guys are above 40, but again, most all of our locations are below 55. So again, it's really cool and dry conditions for most all of the United States. And as far as systems go, again, I was mentioning that warm front that is making its way through the Midwest. It is bringing some snow showers along the Great Lakes. So again, some active weather for them. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second. But the upper level water vapor, again, it's pretty dry for the southeast and the southwest as well in the southern Great Plains. But we have some more higher upper level water vapor values in the Montana Big Sky region, as well as in the northeast and in the Great Lakes. As far as active alerts are concerned, again, we have that freeze warning in effect for the Big Bend region. As Ali mentioned earlier, we also have some more interesting active alerts, including another winter weather advisory for Michigan as they deal with that snow. For the northeast, though, we're seeing some off-coast showers, but then, of course, some snow showers to the west, with showers just making their way off of some of these Great Lakes, again, possibly feeding off the warm water, creating lake effect snow for parts of Buffalo. And as for the northwest, we're seeing pretty quiet conditions except for in the mountains of the Pacific coast. And then, of course, when we get into the northern Rockies, they're dealing with some snow there. As far as the southwest goes, we're really dry and very quiet. And, of course, that is very nice for comfortable conditions, but when we take a closer look at that drought monitor, of course, they are in a pretty bad state. For the most part, most all the southwest is in extreme drought or severe or moderate drought, with only a few places being dry. There's still no place that is off the scale when we're referring to Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. And even the rest of the West also is really seeing some really bad drought conditions. But now the East is also getting a part of that as well. We're seeing drought start to creep into the Louisiana region, even into Alabama, Georgia, and especially into the Carolinas, where they still have that fire ban, and that will be persistent for the next few weeks. As for the current conditions here in the Southeast, again, there's really no prominent showers making their way through the region. We might have some radar clutter, maybe a couple showers in the Carolinas, but again, it's really just quiet across the Southeast. And for the storm outlook, it's also going to be very quiet with no severe weather expected today, tomorrow or even into day 3. So again, it's been very beautiful and quiet conditions for all of America. For tonight's forecast, again, most all of America will get down into those lower temperatures with 36 in Tallahassee, but again, really cool conditions across most of the region, with the Pacific coast being one of the warmer spots, and of course Miami being warm at 62 degrees. But tomorrow's forecast will get up into the 60s and 70s for the most part across all of the nation, so beautiful conditions for the United States of America.
Yeah, the nation's looking pretty calm right now, Chandler. But looking at Florida right now, we are experiencing a different Florida, in my opinion. We did have a cold front move through this past weekend around like Friday, so we are seeing pretty cool temperatures up in the panhandle of Florida and still seeing those warm temperatures that are normal for South Florida. So for dew points, this is what I really wanted to point out. Tallahassee has a record low dew point in Florida right now compared to everywhere else at a nice 24, so it's super dry up here in the panhandle. But it's also dry for the rest of Florida, as these dew points are nowhere near high for Florida in general. So seeing a nice 56 in Key West, that's pretty unusual in my opinion. For a satellite and radar of the entire Florida Peninsula and Panhandle, we are very clear as this high pressure is moving in from behind this low pressure system that had that cold front. So not many showers are occurring across Florida. Taking a closer look into the Miami area in South Florida, we also have some clouds off the coast, but relatively very clear conditions here in South Florida. In Miami right now, it is a very warm 77 on Tuesday, 79 on Wednesday, and 80 on Thursday, with sunny conditions through the next 3 days. Moving up to Tampa, we're going to see a nice 72, 77 on Wednesday, and 79 on Thursday. So we're in the upper 70s throughout the South Florida region. And then we're going to hop over to Orlando and see a little bit lower 74 on Tuesday, and then the upper 70s Wednesdays and Thursday. The Central Florida radar right now is also very clear. Great time to drive, even though there was a lot of traffic this weekend, as a lot of people were heading back to school after Thanksgiving break, but mostly clear, or very clear, over the Central Florida. And then moving up to the Northeast Florida, Jacksonville is also very clear. I-10 looking great conditions to just straight way drive down it right now. Right now in Jacksonville, it is 67, or it's going to be 67 tomorrow, a nice 71 Wednesday and 74 Thursday. So a lot cooler up here than it is down in Miami, but that's just kind of relative to the position of Jacksonville versus Miami. Now we're going to hop all the way over to the west coast of Florida and see Pensacola with a nice 67 tomorrow and a 71 Wednesday and 74 on Thursday. Also clear skies in Pensacola. Now looking at our panhandle radar, also very clear, but we do have a freeze effect in the whole big region around Tallahassee, so we are going to be dropping into the 30s tonight with possible frost tomorrow morning, so be expected to have to take some frost off your windshield tomorrow morning, so you might want to get up a little bit earlier. Tonight's lows in Florida, we see 36, which is actually supposed to be 30 here in Tallahassee, 46 in Pensacola, 67 here with our high of Florida and Key West, and then across the 50s throughout the peninsula. And then for our forecast for tomorrow, we're going to be up in the upper 60s of the Panhandle, and we're going to be dipping down into the upper 70s throughout South Florida, but Central Florida, we're going to see the mid-70s. But I'm going to go ahead and pass things off over to Caleb to see another look at our local.
Thanks much for that great look of the state. So we'll see our local one more time. Of course, the beautiful Doak Campbell Stadium behind me. The sun is fully set at this point. It's 58 right now, clear. Those calm winds coming through at 6 miles per hour. And it'll be 58 right now, warmer by the coast, 58 at Apalachicola. Cooler inland at Thomasonville. They have that nice and cool 46 degrees. Really cool with 50 in Valdosta as well. Radar's real clear, maybe some pop-up showers further south here on the southern end of the Big Bend, but for Tallahassee, there's really nothing for us to worry about for the rest of the evening. With those clear skies that's coming with lack of humidity, it's just real nice and cool out right now, and as we see with this water vapor, no clouds to worry about. Our dew points, that low 24, we keep talking about how cold it's going to get in Tallahassee tonight. And that 24 is a testament to how cold you're going to be feeling as well if you're out and about tonight. It's 30 in Apalachicola, 32 up in Thomasville, and 27 in Bainbridge. Our winds, it's 6 miles per hour in Tallahassee right now, 7 in Donaldsonville, but it's a very calm night all around. Great night to go out and about and stargaze. These cool, clear conditions are going to hold overnight. They'll continue to hold throughout much of tomorrow and continue into tomorrow afternoon. So we're having some great weather over the next few days here in Tallahassee. Tomorrow it's going to be a chilly 46 degrees as your first walk into class. It'll warm up to 61, and by 3 p.m. it'll be 65. That's very similar to the highs we experienced today. Just real nice weather all around for this week. Down at the coast, it's 67 with calm water. The water temperature is 72 degrees. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you, but real nice day to go out boating. I mean, nice clear skies, nice flat water. Just a great day to be out there on the beach. For your week ahead, it is going to be cold. Keep talking about that cold weather coming over around overnight. And that same cool weather is going to continue for much of the week. We'll be in the mid to high 40s. This weekend, though, it's going to warm up a little bit. We'll touch the 50s overnight, but then it'll be in the 70s during the day. However, I think that cool weather is going to come back as we see that 68 on Monday. Now I'll throw it back over to the desk one more time.
Yes, thank you for that, Caleb. We do have a very clear week ahead of us, but also chilly week.
Yeah, it's been pretty chilly overall. I've, of course, been in the Carolinas where we got down into like the low 20s at one point. I was, of course, being used to Florida weather for a few months. I was a little surprised and shellacked.
So yeah, I'm from the Panhandle, and so over Thanksgiving break, I did have to scrape some frost off my windshield, and I was not expecting that. It was a very cool morning.
You know, you did more than me. I just let the sun do the work for me. I did not drive much in the morning, at least.
Well, I just had to get us fries up. So, but it was frost on the ground everywhere, but very chilly. I think it was 32 degrees at my house recorded that morning. So I was not happy to be up and about.
Yeah, the saying goes that frost is the southeast version of snow.
Yes,
so.
it is. It is. I used to get up every morning when I was a kid, like getting up for school around this time and seeing frost, and I would freak out and just go run barefoot. Probably not the smartest idea, but I did.
No, that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but of course, as kids, we can always endure that kind of cool weather. But as adults, maybe not so much.
But as our week ahead goes, we are going to get warmer temperatures as the week goes on with clear conditions. But tonight, bundle up, be ready. Tomorrow morning is going to be a chilly one.
Yes, exactly. But follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather.
You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather.
Exactly, and of course you can watch us live on YouTube if you aren't already. I'm just searching up FSU weather in that search bar.
And then go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram at FSU weather.
We always appreciate those pictures. But again, it's been really beautiful and quiet for us here, and we expect that pattern to really continue.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. It'd be a nice finals week with these conditions.
Exactly. No having to stress about the weather, just stressing about finals.
Well, I'm student meteorologist Allie McCord.
And I'm student meteorologist Chandler Pruitt. Have a good night.